This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I finally tracked him down. I'm delighted to be joined by Conor Benn out here in Las Vegas. Conor, how are you doing? How are you enjoying this warm weather, this beautiful sunshine?
I am great. I am enjoying life, and this is just a reminder that I am built for hot weather.
We've been out here for all of 20 seconds and you are already glistening, mate.
Mate, got to get that baby oil on.
Conor, obviously you're out here first and foremost to support your teammate Martin J. Ward ahead of his final eliminator with Fuzile tomorrow night. How's Martin done? How's his camp been?
He's looking unbelievable. I mean, from the runs to the sparring to, the diet to everything. I mean, all I's have been dotted and all T's have been crossed this camp. I mean, we was here earlier and throughout the week I was watching him train, and when he took off his top, it was like a well-oiled machine. I mean, just unbelievable. Still had loads of mass, but was just lean. He was cut. He didn't look skinny or gaunt or drained or anything. He's in the best shape he's ever been in.
Martin hasn't had a chance to fight through the pandemic so far. For you guys as campmates, pretty much I think everybody's been out other than him. Has he been frustrated in the gym? Has he kind of told at times?
I'm not too sure. I mean, he's been on the ball. He's been training the whole time, with or without a date. I think the dates kept getting postponed. So, but he's always been working and been training. I think if you can keep a positive mindset, going through things like that, it puts you in good stead. And him training as long as he has been training has put him in good stead for this fight.
What should everybody expect tomorrow night? Because Fuzile certainly, spoken to Tony about him, and he's very much well aware of the difficult task at hand for Martin. But obviously, very confident Martin will overcome him.
100%. Like we work too hard to not be confident as stablemates. Waldy's one of the hardest workers in the gym. So I believe if there is a point where he may struggle throughout the fight, we'll come through it, no problem. Because at the end of the day, the training we do, Tony puts us through it. So I definitely think Waldy has a skill set to be. I mean, Waldy's done everything from an amateur to a pro, from the British, Commonwealth, European. He's done everything you can achieve. So this is his time to shine, where all the hard work pays off of the year's sacrifice.
I spoke to Martin a few days ago, and Martin said that with the relationship between you two, he sees you almost like a brother. Would you echo that? Because I know how close you all are in the gym, but it's nice to hear the individual relationships.
100,000,000%. I mean, Waldy's been a person that I go to for advice throughout my career. For example, throughout camps, I may go, "Oh, mate, I'm really..." Well, something may happen. I'll go to Waldy, "Oh, Waldy, this and that and this and that." And he'll go, "No, Con, this and that." And he sort of ease your mind. Do you know what I mean? But it's nice that you have that relationship with your stablemates. Because at the end of the day, you got to remember, when I come into the gym, I was a kid. So, Waldy was very welcoming to me. I remember sitting at a top table with him at a Q&A my dad done. And was like an after dinner speaking event, and Waldy was on the top table. I wasn't even with Tony there. I don't even think I met Tony. And I was half gassed with from his achievements. At the end of the day, I weren't even pro then. I weren't even really a fighter. So it's a blessing, man. You have these people who have done everything I dream of achieving, and then they can just filter down the advice or the knowledge.
Before we do come on to yourself and what's next, Conor, I do want to talk about Tony. He's started to receive a lot of recognition for this run of victories that's gone on in the gym, and he's certainly been very well deserved for himself. He's been brilliant with me and been brilliant with the media, certainly, over this past year or so throughout the pandemic. But for you guys, when I spoke to Tony, you just after Felix beat Denzel Bentley, he said he tries to build individual relationships with his fighters where he's almost like a fatherly figure to you all, but he offers you all what you need on an individual basis. Talk to me about your relationship with Tony.
It goes way back. I mean, my dad and Tony know each other from back in the day. Tony knows my mum from back in the day. So, boxing aside, when I first come and moved to England, my dad asked Tony, will you guide my son? And obviously Tony's taken that on outside of the boxing. So it's nice because that's what you want with your coach, and they have your best interests at heart, and that's so important. And again, as you said, it's like a fatherly figure. The gym, the boys in the gym are your brothers. It's a family. It's a unit, and they welcome me in. Tony, I used to stay at Tony's all the time. He used to pick me up from the train station to take me to the gym. So I mean, come a long way from then. But I still don't think Tony gets the recognition he deserves in terms of achievements, in terms of what the fight's done. Like, he's got a lot of recognition, loads, as you just said. He's starting to get loads of recognition. I still don't think it's as much as he deserves. Although he is getting a lot of recognition, but for what he does, he's there before anyone else. He's there after everyone else. He takes time individually with every single one of us. But not only does he, I work different to all the other boys in the gym. So does Wardy, so does Felix, so does Temple. We all work differently. But he managed to install good foundations in us. He works, it gets in your head as well. Like, he knows what he's doing. And there's a difference between a trainer and a coach. Do you know what I mean? He coaches you in everything, and all perspectives all round in life. And like, for example, my run today, he got it right in my head. And I'm doing one of the quickest times I've done in a long time. He just knows how his fighters operate.
For yourself, when your dad isn't around and in the UK and he's back in Australia, when you have somebody like Tony, how key do you think it's been for your career and your progression from when you was that young boy walking into the gym to what you've achieved so far? How key has it been to have somebody like Tony around you to be able to help guide you?
Well, I've got to give credit to my parents, because at the end of the day, I've been here on my own, and I remember Eubanks saying to me once in a press conference, "Oh yeah, you got to watch the life you live and all that." He needed to worry about his own kids, whereas me, I'm one settled down, married with kids, and go to church and live in the gym. No one ain't got to worry about me. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I want what's best for me more than anyone else. More than Tony, more than my dad, more than my promoters, more than...
AMC stock. Let's go, short squeeze.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Frank, what's happening? Do you want to come join in the interview?
What are you doing?
Come, we're on live, bruv.
Frank's jumping in there. Frank Smith jumping in here. We're going to just change up my shot. How you doing, Frank? You enjoying this warm weather?
Bit warm for me, to be
Why are
honest.
you wearing a jumper,
because
though,
I'm not, I haven't got quite the figure.
You've got to
that
get
you have.
baby oil on it, how's that affect?
Yeah, no, that will look. I
Makes
think.
you look ripped.
Do you know what? I think the baby oil on me,
Go on.
looks so good. You see me with my shirt off,
Yeah.
and it's not.
No,
like,
not with
it's
especially not with
attractive.
baby oil. No. But it's
No.
alright, because we're going to get there.
We
Are you
will.
running with me in the morning?
I forgot my running gear this time, but when we're back in Essex.
Where's them short shorts?
Plenty of shops around here,
No,
Frank.
they don't sell my size.
They do over here, mate.
What were you talking about before I came over talking about my body and baby oil?
Mainly, we were talking about kind of Conor's progression from when he first joined up with Tony to where he's at now. Frank, what do you make of Conor's progression from that young boy, that novice who made his debut so long ago now, to where he's reached now?
Come a long way, hasn't he? He's smashing it, and plenty more to come. He's started. When did you start with 19? 19 when it all kicked off.
Yeah.
Young and not loads of amateur experience, and come on so much under Tony. He had some time out with some injuries as well, which I think gave you that time to.
Everyone was
progress.
worried about that, weren't
Yeah, I
they?
know.
About the injuries, and I'm like, no, it's doing me favours.
Yeah, but he's learnt so much, and Tony's done a great job, and he's done a great job. No one works harder than him. You've seen him in the gym. Of course, he wants his change.
Yeah, yeah. I'm crushing it in the gym. Go on, give me a crushing it in the gym.
I'm not though, so you
but
just
Dave,
won't feel.
say Conor's crushing it in the gym.
Right. Conor's crushing it in the gym, man.
Yeah,
Like that?
yeah.
Like something like that.
I went to
That's going to be horrendous.
That's
yeah.
I think.
Might have to just delete that.
I don't think we will,
Yeah,
Frank.
just kill that bit.
Frank, I'm going to leave
I'll
you
leave
to
you to
crack
it.
on.
See you later.
Connor, as Frank rightly says, you are crushing it in the gym. So let's move forwards. What's next for yourself? After your win versus Sammy Vargas, she was very vocal about certain names. I know you're going to be looking to headline the show at Fight Camp. Have you got any update for us?
Got to sit down with my team. There's options, there's routes. I'm ranked in the WBC, IBF, WBA. I'm ranked almost every governing body, IBO. So I ain't going to take no backward steps. We tried to make the British, couldn't materialise, not from our end. All Eddie was doing was kept firing dates their way and throwing money their way, and I ain't going to wait around for nobody. I waited 7 months for that. I ain't going back there. If the European's an option, we'll fight for the European. I heard Amanesian's vacating to fight for a world title, eliminator or a world title. So if that option's there, then that option. If not, then give me a top yank. Give me a Robert Guerrero. Give me some AK and Barrack guys from the zone. They're saying that Devin Alexander's still fighting, and this, he was a bit being, mouthing off a little bit. Who else is there? Victor Ortiz. These top Americans, obviously Khan's fight, that's a different fight. Shawn Porter, again, another level, but I'm talking these could be realistic opponents for July 31st.
They're the ones that you're saying are realistic for July 31st. You have previously spoken about the Amir Khans, the Shawn Porters and what have you. Now kind of time settled since that win versus Sammy Vargas, has your mindset kind of changed from those guys, or are you still looking, if it was presented to you, would you still face one of those in one of your coming fights?
100 million percent. 100 million percent. The only reason why I say Amir Khan and Shawn Porter ain't realistic is because it's in a fight camp, and we'd ideally want a big crowd there, or Shawn Porter would be here. So people going, oh, Shawn Porter was far off. He ain't far off. He ain't far off whatsoever. So people can say what they want, think what they want. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. So I'm sparring middleweights for 12 rounds with 18-ounce gloves on. I know what I can do. Me sparring the likes of Gamboa, Kell Brook, Lenny Zappa. I know where I'm at. I know what I can do, and you lot ain't seen nothing.
Conor, I saw Shawn, it's about a week and a half ago. I asked him about you. He said that although he's not necessarily looking for a fight with you, if the right offer was there, he'd consider it. And then he followed it up to say, your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Just your thoughts on that?
He can say what he wants. He can say what he wants. You can only go based on both opponents we fought. I beat him way more convinced. I had him way more hurt. You can clearly see I'm the bigger puncher. Yeah, he's proven a lot more. Yeah, he has a lot of experience. But at the end of the day, I have to have these fights in order for me to prove that I am what I say I am. Because everyone can talk. Everyone talks a good game. But it's about proving it. And, I fancy me all day long against Porter.
Kind of the Amir Khan fight, have you got a cut-off point as to when you're going to just forget about that one, or is that something which will just continue to boil until Amir announces what's next for himself?
I've forgotten about him already because he ain't got a pair. Simple as that. He's going, the fight don't make sense. No, you carry on. When I knocked out the guy in the first round that you had life and death with, how does that not make sense? Oh, but then, you want to fight Phil Greco, whoever that is. And then you want to fight my mate who's a super feather in Billy Dibb, super feather. So don't come and talk all that rubbish, mate. Don't stop conning the public. The public see it. The public see it, mate. Do you know what I mean? So, and that just got on my nerves as to it don't make sense. What don't make sense? I'm asking you, what don't make sense?
Listen, I think it'd be a very interesting fight. I'd be up for it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It does make sense. He wants to be on reality shows and fight old men. That's what he wants to do. So let him do what he's got to do. But at the end of the day, when he fought Barrera, it was the same age gap between me and Khan. Barrera had a pair. Linares, 13 years older than Haney, he's got a pair. He just don't want to get banged out on TV by another British fighter who he knows he'd get banged out with. Because if he knew it was easy money, he'd take it all day long. His manager was on the phone to Eddie Hearn straight after the fight saying, let's meet up and chat.
Take it, nothing happened there.
Nope, nada.
Kind of one thing which I saw over social media on the back of the Vargas win was some people were suggesting you could be the next pay-per-view star out of Britain. Do you feel like that is very much within your realms now? Well,
my last two fights, I'm doing heavyweight numbers. I'm doing heavyweight viewings. So when you're talking, pay-per-view star, potentially. I'm not. I'm a fighter at the end of the day, and my job is to fight and my job is to entertain. And I've entertained in every single fight, which makes me believe what I can be a pay-per-view star. But at the end of the day, I'm a fighter, and if them doors open, them doors open. If they don't open, they don't open. But everything happens for a reason. If they open, they open. I'm sure they will.
All right, Conor, final thing before I let you go. Just want a message to everyone back home in the UK who's going to continue to follow and support your journey. What would you like to say to them?
I want to say a massive thank you to all my supporters. At the end of the day, I wouldn't be where I am without you. I say this every single time because it's the truth. So I want to thank every single one of you for supporting me, for following me, for all your positive comments. So, massive thank you. Y quiero dar gracias a todos mis seguidores de Sudamérica. Es una bendición tener vosotros en este camino conmigo y te veo pronto aquí en el USA. Thank you.
Conor, appreciate your time today. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful weather whilst you are here, and of course, good luck to the team tomorrow night. Thank you, Speeds Boxing Social.
Thank you.